Mac Jones was so good yesterday. More from him. We'll hear more from him at the top of the hour here on SportsCenter. But yeah, the countdown continues. 2 weeks from tonight, Tom Brady and the defending champion Buccaneers host Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. We can't wait. Can't get here quickly enough. Louis Riddick back with us. So there are a lot of teams with a lot of questions with just 2 weeks to go. The Patriots at quarterback, that's one of them. But which team, Louis, in your mind, has the most question marks?
I think it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, Sage. And the reason why I picked them is simply because, a situation surrounding Trevor Lawrence right now is so unsettled. Not with him himself per se, but with his offensive line. And then philosophically, what do they want to be on offense? With offensive line, they brought back all 5 starters from 2020 on an offensive line, along with offensive line coach George Warhop, on an offensive line that was in the bottom of the league, or the bottom third of the league in terms of pass block win rate and run block win rates as measured by Next Gen Stats, which is just not good. And then when we saw them on Monday night against the New Orleans Saints, yes, they had 3 of the 5 starters out of that game, but they could not capture the line of scrimmage whatsoever in the run game, which they need in order to help out a young quarterback. And when he dropped back to pass, it was a jailbreak. And Dennis Allen took it easy on the defensive coordinator of the Saints. They better get it figured out who they want to be from an identity standpoint and improve that offensive line, or else this is going to be a tough year for the number 1 overall pick.
But real quick, Louis, I'm wondering if it is almost to be expected because they've been rebuilding. They have a rookie quarterback and they have a rookie NFL head coach. Is this to be expected to an extent?
Yeah, there is going to be some growing pains. We know that. But at the same time, I'm just going to bring up this because I believe this as well as Urban. He told us, he said, look, the number 1 thing that you cannot sacrifice in a young quarterback is his confidence. Yeah. And if that means you have to sit him down and not start him right away to make sure he understands what he's walking into or to give you more time to build out the infrastructure around him, then you do that. You don't play around with his confidence. Well, they're starting him from day 1. So what that means is while they're trying to be caretakers of his confidence and make sure that the number 1 overall pick, the guy everybody has said is a generational talent, the best prospect since Andrew Luck, well, while you're trying to take care of him, you're also trying to build the rest of this football team, and you're going to put him in harm's way.
Yeah.
There's just no other way around it. So that is a scary, tough proposition for a coach who's making his maiden voyage, or rather, who's on his maiden voyage in the NFL.
Not an easy task for sure. They have a lot to figure out before their opener division game against the Texans on September 12th. So this weekend, 16 games on the slate as that shorter preseason wraps up. So focusing on the players here, Louis, specifically the players, I want to know which one has the most to prove in your mind.
Yeah, I think it's Daniel Jones, the quarterback of the New York Giants, who Mac Jones and Cam Newton are dealing with right now in these joint practices. He still needs to justify being drafted 6th overall. He needs to be the kind of guy that can lift a team up and kind of get guys to play above and beyond what their normal talent level would be, simply because that's the expectation of someone who's drafted inside the top 10 and 6th overall, in particular at the quarterback position. He has to improve. This offensive line has to improve. Saquon Barkley needs to not play this week, but needs to be better in 2021 overall. Jason Garrett needs to make sure that he is able to get Daniel Jones to play to the highest level, the highest possible level that he can play at. Because look, there's a lot on the line here. The NFC East is obviously up for grabs, given the fact that no one in that division has kind of taken it and run with it. So it's still up for grabs. They have a very good defense. Joe Judge is a very good head coach. Patrick Graham's a very good defensive coordinator. So there's a lot of things moving in the right direction for this franchise. But until they get this offense on track, and in particular Daniel Jones is able to really play to his maximum efficiency level, they're not going anywhere. So a lot is riding on this season as far as his performance is concerned.
We talk about a lot of teams with offensive line questions. Jones was sacked 45 times last season, 4th most in the league. But to your point, in your 3rd season, especially as a quarterback, if you don't make those big strides, you're going to be hearing it from everybody.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.